Hello, everybody. So for my trade book, I chose Unusual Creatures, which I thought was really cool. It's about triopes, and so basically, triopes are kind of like they're also known as tadpole shrimp, and you can hatch them in water, and they take relatively a quick amount of time for them to develop. So it's an easy lesson to do where students can observe the life cycle. And so for the Engage, well, it comes with two lessons, one for grades 3 and 6 through 6, and then one for K through 2. I chose the one through K through 2. In the Engage portion, basically you're setting up the aquarium. You're setting up all your triopes. So you put out the tank. You put the gravel on the bottom. It says that to tell your students that you're going to add some mystery eggs to the water. So I think this is part of the Engage section where you're trying to get them to buy in and get them really engaged and wondering and curious. So you set it up, put the thermometer in there, and then ask them what kind of animals hatch from eggs. And then, you'll get all sorts of crazy predictions and you'll just get their minds going on it. The next section in Explore, you're going to create like a large version of the OWL science book. So that's like the observe, wonder, and learn and learnings. This part, students are just going to be giving you their observations, things they've noticed, things they wonder about, triopes, and then later on, they're going to fill out the learning portion when they actually investigate their wonderings. So that actually happens in the explain section. In the explain section, that's when you bring out the Triopes, a very unusual creature book itself. And so, since this is a nonfiction book, it's not really a book that you read cover to cover. This is more something like a resource that students can use. Um, so if students have questions, where do these animals live? What do they eat? You can encourage them to find a table of contents where they can basically find the answers to their own questions themselves. So this turns the wondering part of the owl chart into the learning part. So they go from wondering to learning using the resource you provide. And then in the elaborate section, um, students are encouraged to take their OWL notebook outside of the classroom and practice their note taking skills and their observing skills on other things like classroom pets or animals at the park that they see, maybe, or maybe a friend's pet or something like that. So they can do exactly what they did in class, they can do it outside of school. And then in the evaluate section, you'll just take their completed notebooks and then you can check their observations and see if they've dated them, ask them what their observations were or what their wonderings were, and then they can share their wonderings and their learnings with their students and with the teacher and just really flesh it out and talk it out and exchange ideas. So I thought this was a really fun lesson. I'm super excited to incorporate this into my future classroom.